بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين والصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله طيبين الطاهرين وأصحابه الغر الميامين وعلينا معهم أجمعين بمنك اللهم وكرمك وجودك يا أكرم الأكرمين ويا أجود الأجودين ويا أرحم الراحمين. أما بعد، أيها الإخوة والأخوات الأحبة في الله، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. And with His help, bearing witness that there is none like unto Him, the one who is absolute in knowledge, absolute in power, ever able, absolutely absolute. And I bear witness that our leader and patron Muhammad, the son of Abdullah, is the messenger of Allah and His apostle. May Allah bless him and give him peace, including members of his household and his faithful companions and all those who follow the guidance that he brought until the day of Qiyamah. And I pray Allah to include you and I among those who will be most eminently qualified to be followers of Muhammad in the world here and in the hereafter. The return to Allah. But I am afraid the way that topic is couched, and I would rather return to Allah. Whether it is the return to Allah or it is return to Allah, that is something that is inevitable. For some, it is going to be, like the Quran has said, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية فادخلي في عبادي وادخلي جنتي. And for others, it is going to be رب لولا أخرتني إلى أجل قريب فأصدق وأكن من الصالحين ولن يؤخر الله نفسا إذا جاء أجلها. And I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make you and I among those who will answer the first call. Ya ayyatuha nafsul mutma'inna. O you who have at solace, at peace, return, irji'i ila rabbiki, return to your Lord, radiyatan, pleased with Allah, mardiyatan, and being pleased with. فَادْخُلِي فِي عِبَادِي, enter into the fold of my most faithful servants. وَادْخُلِي جَنَّتِي, and enter into my garden of bliss. This is the ultimate journey, brothers and sisters in Islam. But it's not easy getting there. Between these two, those who return to Allah satisfied, fulfilled, actualized, very, very happy, in bliss, and those who will return to Allah dejected, downcast, disappointed. Will have to play in this field. Will have to act upon the stage. And therefore, the duty that I've set before myself is to help to awaken in us the desire to meet Allah. Because Allah is pleased to meet those who are pleased to meet with Him. And Allah is displeased with those who are not pleased to meet with Him. But between now and the time we ultimately and inevitably meet with Allah, we have a world of opportunities before us. These are the opportunities that we want to explore together. I want to remind you of the potentialities that you have. I want to call your attention to the fact that it is the ultimate plan of Allah that everyone should enter paradise except those who refuse. And I want to admonish you that you should not refuse. I want to let you know that the door is always open, that Allah is always ready, that His providence is total. I want to let you know that Allah is not interested in putting anyone in hell. He said in the Quran, مَا يَفْعَلُ اللَّهُ بِعَذَابِكُمْ إِن شَكَرْتُمْ وَآمَنْتُمْ وَكَانَ اللَّهُ شَاكِرًا عَلِيمًا. What will Allah do with punishing you? هُوَ الْغَنِيُّ ذُو رَحْمَةٍ. His punishing you will not add anything unto Him. His blessing you and showing you mercy will not deplete the store of His mercy. But Allah wants you to earn everything, because it is a fundamental Quranic principle. وَأَن لَيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَى وَأَنَّ سَعْيَهُ سَوْفَ يُرَى ثُمَّ يُجْزَاءُ الْجَزَاءَ الْأَوْفَى. And for every soul is that which it earns. And soon, everyone will be confronted with the record of what he or she had done. So therefore, let us see a build-up to this inevitable day. And let us attempt a description of what happens on this day. And let us conclude by making a choice. Allah in the Quran will ask, يا أيها الإنسان ما غرك بربك الكريم الذي خلقك فسواك فعدلك في أي صورة ما شاء ركبك يا أيها الإنسان, O mankind, ما غرك بربك الكريم. What is it that is deceiving you about Allah? What's doing you gra-gra about Allah? ما غرك بربك الكريم. Even if you don't understand Arabic, at least you understand gra-gra. What is doing you gra-gra about Allah? Takbir. ما غرك بربك الكريم. What is it that is deceiving you about Allah? When Allah had warned you, لا تغورنكم الحياة الدنيا ولا يغورنكم بالله الغرور. Don't let the life of this world deceive you. It is a deceit. It is fake. It is fleeting. It is ephemeral. It never lasts. It doesn't keep a promise. It has no friend. That is the life of this world. It has never befriended anyone for long. People come and go. And that's why Allah will call your attention. أَوَلَمْ يَسِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ. Have you not traveled wide on earth? فَيَنْظُرُوا كَيْفَ كَانَ عَاقِبَةُ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ. And you see what becomes of those who had lived the earth before you. Elsewhere, Allah will point to the facts and will address your mind. وَتِلْكَ بُيُوتُهُمْ خَاوِيَةٌ تِلْكَ بُيُوتُهُمْ خَاوِيَةٌ لَمْ يُسْكَنْ مِنْ بَعْدِهِمْ إِلَّا قَلِيلٌ. These are their houses. The houses have become desolate. Nobody lives there. It used to be the height of distraction. It used to be the height of pomposity and arrogance. It used to be a mark of class, a symbol of status. It used to be the great deceiver. It used to be something that distracts them constantly from the remembrance of Allah. We must not forget that we have not always been here. We came here. We do not know when we came, but we're told when we came. You have a date of birth. You celebrate every year. I don't know that kind of stupidity that you decrease every year and you celebrate. What is making you happy? What is exciting you? About the fact that you get older. How old are you now? You're closer to death. And you're excited. But that's by the way. Nevertheless, we came here. One day we got here. We got here crying. We're disappointed because we came upon an environment that is hostile. We were from an environment that is perfect. Everything works. No failure. Everything is measured and everything is balanced. There is equilibrium and harmony. We came to a situation of disequilibrium. And we're crying. Someone said, وَلَدَتْكَ أُمُّكَ يَا ابْنَ آدَمَ بَاكِيًا وَالنَّاسُ حَوْلَكَ يَضْحَكُونَ سُرُورًا وَاجْهَدْ لِنَفْسِكَ أَن تَكُونَ إِذَا بَكَوْا فِي يَوْمِ مَوْتِكَ ضَاحِكًا مَسْرُورًا. You came into this world crying. Others were excited. They were happy. They were congratulating one another. But you were there crying. You look at them and wonder, what kind of fools are these? Why are they crying? I mean, why are they happy? Don't they know that I don't like this environment? You see, you came here, and two things that were opposites were happening. You were crying, others were happy. You were sad, others were happy. And after some time, you forget about it. Then the man is saying, be careful and work hard, so that when you are going to leave, it will be the reverse. You will leave happy and satisfied, and they will be crying. How many people have come crying and have left crying? We came, and Allah reminded us in the Quran. He said, "In kuntum fi raybin min al-ba'th." Even if you have forgotten that you came, and because you're here now, you have become heedless, and you have forgotten that one day you will return and meet us. Then let us remind you, Inna khalaqnakum min turab. We created you from dust. Thumma min nutfa. Then, and the stage went on. Then Allah told us, He reminded us that we came because we were lucky. Others were not as lucky. There is mukhallaqa and ghayr mukhallaqa. Then He told us, وَنُقِرُّ فِي الْأَرْحَامِ مَا نَشَاءُ إِلَى أَجَلٍ مُسَمًّى ثم لنخرجكم طفلا ثم لتبلغوا أشدكم ومنكم من يتوفى ومنكم من يرد إلى أرذل العمر لكي لا يعلم من بعد علم شيئا وترى الأرض حامدة فإذا أنزلنا عليها الماء اهتزت وربت وانبت من كل زوج بهيج صدق الله العظيم. Now we came here not knowing anything. Even though we had potential to know everything. We came here not being able to do anything. Even though we had the potential to do everything. We could not use our hand, for an example. We could not see. We could not hear. We were almost uncoordinated. Even though we had the latent potentialities to do all of these, we were born with all the possibilities and the potentialities. Yet at birth they were merely latent. As we grew, Allah confirmed one after the other. We were able to use our hand, we were able to use our eyes, we were able to use our legs, we were able to coordinate, we were able to compete, we were able to compute, we were able to relate, we were able to understand, we were able to interpret, we were able to act, we were able to invent, we were able to reinvent, we were able to discover. These were things that we had as latent potentialities. And Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, as we went along, started confirming, bringing it out. It is not everyone who had the installed capacity of the brain will get to make it. Yes, big head and nothing. Then we don't have any excuse. Because the Prophet has told us, كُلُّ مَوْلُودٍ يُولَدُ عَلَى فِطْرَةِ الْإِسْلَامِ. Every child is born to become a Muslim. Left alone, human beings will discover Allah. Fortunately for us, we were born into families where we taught about Allah. We had examples. Allah Himself speaks to us by the day. He speaks to us by the hour. He speaks to us by the minutes. That's why the core of my message today will be, as it is contained in Surah Al-Zariyah. Surah Al-Zariyah, by the way, is chapter 51 of the Quran, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala somewhere is saying, فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ إِنِّي لَكُمْ مِنْهُ نَذِيرٌ مُبِينٌ. That is going to be the core of my message. فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ. Flee unto Allah willingly, because I'm only a plain runner. Now, my dear brothers and sisters in Allah's Deen, do you imagine that it is within the power of Allah to take out the power of sight from your eyes? You will open your eyes and you will not be able to see. Years back, I heard that someone woke up and he was not able to talk. He was not able to talk. He was able to open his mouth. And you will know, he's one of the artists who used to advertise condom inside of Moodway in the TV. You will remember, some of you will remember. He just woke up one day and he could not talk. He just discovered that he can only open his mouth, but words were not coming out. And they had to take him to for surgery. I think it was in Germany or somewhere. Then they were looking for 2.5 million to do corrective surgery because something went wrong. Now, do you know why Allah has given you sight? My brother talked about, imagine a people without guidance, or a country without guidance. Imagine that, as we're here now, well, may Allah not do that, our eyes, our sight just got taken away. Just imagine the kind of pandemonium. And that is similar to the situation that Allah described in Surah Al-Baqarah. أو كصيب من السماء في ظلمات ورعد وبرق يجعلون أصابعهم في آذانهم ثم الصواعق حذر الموت والله محيط بالكافرين, and the rest. Imagine that kind of, in this hall now, they take light and also our sight is taken away. How are we going to get home? How are we going to get out of this hall itself? There's going to be a lot of pandemonium. There will be a lot of noise. There will be a lot of lamentation. We'll probably need outside help. We'll need someone to restore the light, and we'll need someone to help us, even if that person cannot restore our sight. I think this is similar to the kind of life that we lead in this world. And that is the reason Allah sent prophets. Though we had eyes, but we were not seeing with our eyes. Though we had ears, but we were not hearing. And that is why it is typical. Man at the stage that Sayyidina Nuh was sent represented the most stubborn stage of resistance to the word of Allah and the most stubborn resistance of man to returning to Allah. That Sayyidina Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam had to complain, Rabbi, inni da'awtu qawmi laylan wa nahara. ولم يزدهم دعائي إلا فرارا وإني كلما دعوتهم لتغفر لهم جعلوا أصابعهم في آذانهم واستكشوا ثيابهم وأسروا واستكبروا استكبارا ثم إني دعوتهم جهارا ثم إني أعلنت لهم وأسررت لهم إسرارا. And the Prophet Nuh said, Allah told him, Kulistu تَغْفِرُوا رَبَّكُمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ غَفَّارًا. Sayyidina Nuh, who were told, called his people for 950 years. They were hearing, but they were not accepting. They were seeing, but they were not understanding. I think our situation is similar because we read the Quran every day. The Quran is not impacting upon us. That is those of us who ever get to read the Quran. We read Surah to Yasin. If we are to say, let us read Surah to Yasin in this hall now, there will be people here who will read it faster than even the Hufas that are here. Because they believe Yasin, that is Agbele Kota. That's the value it has. The Quran has virtually become a talisman. We approach the Quran wrongly from the viewpoint of somebody who wants to go to a Babalawo. The Quran has become a fixer. When we have problem, we read. When we expect something from Allah, promotion and this, we read, believing that the more we read the Quran, the faster it will be. Our attitude to the Quran is basically flawed. We also read when we have lectures to give. We revise so that we see what verses and the rest. Or when we want to write academic papers, our attitude to the Quran is not that of seeking guidance. It's not like the traveler consulting the map. Our problem fundamentally is that of confusion. Confusion between the watch, the compass, and the map. I want to anchor my entire talk on this. Somebody, for the first time, was to go to New York City. And he has been tutored on how to read map. So, and he was given a map. So, as soon as he gets to New York and he reads the map, he can find his way. Because street maps are well developed. But lo and behold, the map that was given to him was that of Texas, not that of New York. And he had an appointment on 5th Avenue in New York. And he had only 2 hours from landing at the airport to making the appointment. So he spread out the map of Texas, trying and working hard to locate 5th Avenue in New York. As he was trying to navigate, now he found a 5th Avenue actually. But that 5th Avenue is not in New York. The 5th Avenue is in Texas. And he gets in the car and says, no, my time is almost up. And he was driving at a breakneck speed, hoping to get there. He was traveling and he was not getting anywhere nearer 5th Avenue. Then he keeps on accelerating and accelerating and accelerating. And he was caught on radar for overspeeding. And he was flagged down. And he was interrogated. You are breaking speed limits. Why? He said, I'm sorry, I'm going to 5th Avenue. He said, 5th Avenue? You know, the American police is not like Nigerian police. He said, are you sure what you're saying? He said, yes, I'm quite sure. This is the map. Because they are trained. He looked at the map and said, no, this is the map of Texas. This is New York City. And he looked at it and said, Texas. Yay! I thought this is a map of New York. Oh, what do I do now? He said, well, you know, first and foremost, for breaking speed regulation, you will have to be booked. And then we can arrange later and say, yay. He said, yeah, well, later. Similarly, then the person starts to regret. Who gave me this kind of map? I thought they gave me map of New York. They knew. First, he has missed the appointment. And that's all. He can't get back. Because it's too late. Now he's in trouble. He has contravened traffic regulations. He has oversped. He's in trouble. And he said, sorry, I'm from Nigeria. I said, you are from where? Okay. So you are from Nigeria. And the same thing is what is going to happen to so many people. They are in this world, but they have a wrong map. A wrong map. The only correct map that can help you to find your way is the one that is revealed to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. The isms and the schisms are wrong maps. They will not lead you to your destination. They will only lead you to a situation that has been so graphically described in the Quran. When people will say, Ya waylatana ma li hadha al-kitab la yughadiru saghiratan wala kabiratan illa ahsaha fawajadu ma amilu hadira wala yazlimu rabbuka ahada. Said ye, woe betide us. What kind of a book is this? But before that day comes, what are you supposed to do? First, I think we have all fallen short. All of us. We have fallen short of the expectations of Allah. Allah who has given us everything that we have. Allah who has not stopped blessing us by the minute. Allah who has been keeping us going. Allah who has been preserving us. Allah who is always there for us. Every day He gives us to eat. Every day He gives us to drink. Every day He gives us protection. Every day He grants us increase in all good things. At the end of the day, at the end of the month, He doesn't send any bill. So we have taken it for granted. We have taken our sight for granted, taken our hearing for granted, taken our power of coordination for granted, taking, the ability to digest food for granted, the ability to coordinate for granted. It is there. And every night, it is our bad deeds that ascends unto Allah. And every day, His good descends upon us. Every night, our evil ascends unto Him. Yet, He is not annoyed. He's giving us the chance. He's expecting us to repent. He's expecting us to change our ways. What is the first thing we should do in our journey to Allah? At this point, I think the first thing is to do what Adam and Hawa did. فَتَلَقَّى آدَمَ مِنْ رَبِّهِ كَلِمَاتٍ فَتَابَ عَلَيْهِ إِنَّهُ هُوَ التَّوَّابُ الرَّحِيمُ. And what is it? رَبَّنَا ظَلَمْنَا أَنفُسَنَا وَإِن لَّمْ تَغْفِرْ لَنَا وَتَرْحَمْنَا لَنَكُونَنَّ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. The first thing, the first step on our journey to Allah, on our return to Allah, is tawbah. Tubu ilallah tawbatan nasuha. And this tawbah must be sincere. It is not about istighfar, which is different from tawbah fundamentally. Istighfar is to say astaghfirullah. And one day, some people were sitting by Ali karramallahu wajhahu, and one of them said, astaghfirullah. Ali said, Fakulatka ummuk. Atadri man istighfar, may your mother be bereaved of you. Do you know the meaning of astaghfirullah? He said, astaghfirullah darajatil illijin. وهو اسم waqi'un ala sittati ma'an. He said, istighfar is a very high station, and it is a name that is standing on 6 feet. This is translated as condition. Somebody asked me, he said, Imam, in the past 3 years, it's not that I don't pray, but it's like I'm not praying. So what do I do? And you see, he's asking me a question. You see, if you say I should repay those 3 years, it's like you are discouraging me for that. Say, what are you asking me now? What do you want me to do? The truth is, and that is the truth, a lot of scholars believe there is no qada. A lot of scholars believe that once you miss prayer, that is the end of it. If you repray, it is up to Allah to accept. I don't believe in what that your friend said. That is not what I'm saying. But once you deliberately miss prayer, there is nothing you can do to pay it back, to earn that reward. If you pay it back, it's up to Allah to accept or reject it. But then the issue is that vow that you are not going to miss prayer again. A lot of us here, let me be practical. We still love to enjoy life. After all, this is Lagos, have you? Sorry, we lost this. This is Lagos, we must enjoy now. Have you? So it doesn't matter if we go to Lagbaja and dance a bit. It's part of exercise. It's burning fat, is it not? In fact, it's not even Lagbaja you are dancing, it is nasheed. It's just like a cappella. And we can shake body. If we can't do that, at least we can do zikri. So that people dance like madmen. But what we're saying is resolve that from henceforth you are going to discharge the rights of Allah. You are going to return to those you have deprived. What does not belong to you? That's a tall order. When I was in the secondary school, people used to come. Big people used to come and say, yes, when I was here, the truth is that I stole 3 books from the library. Now, I have realized that I need to repent. Unfortunately, let me tell you, all the people that came became born again. I've never seen one Muslim who came to return stolen library books. How many of you have stolen books from the library? You are laughing. You did not steal books from the library. No, in fact, those who steal are even better. There are people who tear chapters. Man yaglul yati bima ghalla yawm al-qiyamah. You will be surprised that it is that portion that you tear that will stand between you and paradise on the day of Qiyamah. So you have cheated people and you think, look, let me tell you, if you have been, if you have done zulm, if you have oppressed someone, you think you can do istighfar and Allah will forgive you? No. It is between you and that person. You think you can steal my something and you go and do astaghfirullah and Allah will forgive you. What will He do for me now? He's too just to do that. So I'm just saying the first step is a tawbah. What is the second step after tawbah? A young man met the Prophet. No, I think a young man met Sayyidina ibn Abbas. He said, there was a young lady that I wanted to marry. And competition was too much, even in the time of the Sahaba. Say, competition was too much on that young lady. And after some time, the young lady was just doing that for me. I don't understand. Say, well, unless you marry me, I'll kill you. She thought I was joking, and I killed her. Sayyidina ibn Abbas said, you killed her? Yes, I killed her. But now, wallahi, astaghfirullah, I know that it's a very terrible thing. He said, do you have a mother? He said, Mama don't die. He said, do you have a father? I said, that one don't die too. Said Ibn Abbas, just go. Go and dedicate the rest of your life to worshiping Allah. Asallahu an yaghfira lak. Maybe Allah will forgive you. Just maybe. So, in practical terms, in preparation towards your return to Allah, you must balance your account every night. Do you understand what I mean? You know, there are accountants here. Fortunately, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an accountant, I'm not and they say those of us who are not lawyers are not learned. Well, God did. God did. If you are not learned, okay, we'll talk about that later. Lawyers, Allahu Akbar Kabira. They are the same people.
May God forgive them.
May God just forgive them. Because they are still our own. Now, you see today, we lack spiritual power. And that is why the lot of the Muslim world is what we are witnessing today. It is a guarantee. It is Allah who said, Man adali waliyan fata'adhanuhu bil harb. It's Hadith al-Qudsi. Whoever shows enmity to my beloved, I declare war. Today, we have become traders with Allah. And that is the same way that Allah is treating us. Islam did not conquer the world by force of arms. It could not. Nobody fired an arrow. Nobody shot a gun to take Islam to the Malays. Islam got to Malaysia without anybody going to do jihad there. It was an Arab trader who got to the Malay people. And the Malay king was interested in the daughter of that Arab man. And the Arab told him, look, you can marry my daughter because you are a kafir. He said, me, I can't get what I want. He said, I'm what? He said, you are a kafir. He said, kafir, what do you mean? He said, you are not a Muslim. Yeah, what me? Okay, how do I become Muslim? He said, you do shahada. After that, you pray. After, I will not pay anything. He said, okay. Now, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. All of you, Malay, your king wants to marry a Muslim. All of you must become Muslim. And they all became Muslim. That's all. Wallahu ya'lamu haythu yaj'ala risalata. So, today, we are spiritually bankrupt. We shout and our voices don't get to Allah. It's not that He doesn't hear. He hears everything. But He ignores us because we have ignored Him. We do not have a sound relationship with Allah. It has been broken. It is strained at the best. Strained relationship. If not His grace, He will not have accepted any of our prayers. But because He's Ar-Rahman, He accepts the prayers of everyone here. We are just like the stalk of corn that has been eaten from the inside. But though it's still shining outside, you only need to touch it to know that it is nothing. We are like that. We have no relevance, no spiritual power. That is why kuffar, will come and trample upon us and will call on Allah, and Allah will not answer us. I urge you, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam, if you want to meet Allah, believe Him, be good unto others. Wake up at night and pray, even if it is for 10 minutes. Wake up at night and pray, even if it is for 10 minutes. You don't need to go to any mosque. Everything we do it as if we are caused. That we will not do it right, so that we will be deprived of reward. There are professional tahajjud goers. And they will not pray Subhi. They did not pray Isha. Islam to them has been reduced to two things: tahajjud as-salatu, tahajjud as-salatu, tahajjud as-salatu, no more, no less. And they will tell you, I know how I worship my God, and I know how I call Him and He answers me. Read a portion of the Quran every day. Be in company of good people, Muslims like you. Give a sadaqah of everything that Allah has bestowed upon you as a favor. Give a sadaqah of your eye. Give a sadaqah, I don't mean you should remove it too. Give a sadaqah of everything that Allah has given you, and He will increase you abundantly. Be neighborly. Show the beauty of Islam. Set targets, not material. We do that a great deal. But how many of us set spiritual targets? Can you kick the habit of lying? Can anyone? Do you have a plan? I told you some time ago that you first start by establishing the number of lies you tell per day. It may appear and sound funny, but I don't mean to amuse anyone. Wallahi, I'm serious. How many lies do you tell a day? Can anyone here tell us honestly, how many lies do you tell per day? Lying has become so ordinary. تَحْسَبُونَهُ حَيِّنٌ وَهُوَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ عَظِيمٌ. We think it is. How many lies? Establish how many lies do you tell per day? Wallahi, do that exercise, you will be amazed. You will be surprised. Once it was done, a brother told us he discovers he tells 7,500 pieces of lies per day. You say, you have not done your own. Maybe your own will be 27,000. Once you establish it, you know, then you can have a plan. Okay, between now and Ramadan, I want to cut the rate of lying by 2%. Don't be too ambitious. Don't be too ambitious. If you are ambitious, that's a lie.
So you want to reduce it to 20%?
Yes. Just cut it first. Between now and the end of year, you say, okay, 2%, 2.5%. The most ambitious will be 5%. If it is more than 5%, it is a lie. All right? What of pride? This is something that nobody can know. But you can know. You can set a target. All right? What of sadaqah? This is something that no one knows. What of ikhlas? You can set target for yourself on ikhlas, doing things for the sake of Allah alone. You know the reason why you do whatever you do. And it's between you and Allah. But you can set a target. I want to increase the level of my ikhlas. You will discover that sometimes it is for zeal. And let me tell you the importance of ikhlas. It was Ali, Sayyidina Ali karramallahu wajhahu, was in a battle and he wanted to kill a Jew. And the Jew spat on his face. Ah! And Ali was enraged. But then he cautioned himself. He said, if I've killed this man, I will not have killed him for the sake of Allah. I will have killed him because of the personal insult. So the Jew was surprised. He said, go ahead, kill me. He said, no, I'm not going to kill you. He said, because you have enraged me. If I've killed you, it will not be because of Allah. So what are you doing, whatever you are doing for the sake of Allah? Are you in Islamic organization because of Allah? Or you want to become president, you want to become secretary, you want to become Abba Adini, you want to become Ya Adini, you want to become Weri Adini? You don't know the level to which we have degenerated. It is only recently that I say, some people say, we are the sponsors of this mosque. How can we be sponsors of the mosque and we will not know what is happening and we will not have a say? They mean that you must literally come and crawl and beg to tell them, yes, I'm going to kill you 2 o'clock. Why can you pray at 2 o'clock? Unless you do this stipulation, you will not have met with the criteria that Umar said. Reckon yourself before the day of reckoning. My dear brothers and sisters in Allah's Deen, we must make our load very light. Very, very light. So that we don't have excess luggage. Take it very light. Who are you? No, it's not when I'm alive. Okay, if you are dead, it's going to be possible. Take it very light. Quarrel. I don't say don't quarrel, no. I've never told people don't quarrel. Quarrel for the sake of Allah. Settle for the sake of Allah. But don't keep malice. Don't be involved in rebellion. And live as if that day, that moment is your last day. You never can know. One day will be the last. And that day you will never know. And let me leave you with this. It is true that we all love this world. Because we don't know elsewhere. We don't know how it is going to be. It is true that we all claim to love Al-Jannah, even if we don't want to die. It is true that we believe in divine providence, even if we don't trust that we are going to get it. But how many people really who attain honor in this world today have been disgraced? Somebody was minister. I don't know whether it is he or she, but she had, what? The person had a very distinguished career and it is world renowned. The person is world renowned. Even the UN recognizes the person. And then the person was involved in this thing that they do. They pass around. And because of that, she was not only arrested and disgraced, but her record became dented permanently. What will have happened if the person did not become minister? The person will say Allah had not accepted her prayers. Oh, sorry. Whether it is her or she, I don't know. So everything that Allah has done for you or is doing for you now is the best for you. Even if you don't like it, it is only Allah you can ask. Remember that we will all die. After a long life, is it? I mean, long life and prosperity. I mean, long life and prosperity. I award 350 years each to each and every one of you here from the IDB. 350. You don't want? I mean, 350 years. Why are you not saying, I mean, you love long life now? Okay, 200. So, what is the essence of it, since we are going to die one day? Know that Allah sees you. He knows what you're doing. You came alone. You're going to meet Him alone. Prepare for this inevitable meeting. And look at the skin here. How strong is it? Very strong, is it? Very strong. When you get home, light candle and let it melt and drop it here and see how it feels. Very pleasant, is it? Imagine hot water. It's going to be much more pleasant. Imagine hot, boiling ororo. That is going to be the most pleasant. Imagine hell. Imagine a blast furnace. No, that is too far removed. Imagine a bakery. And look at how they put the can of bread there. That is how Allah will put people into hell. And it will be asked, Ma salakakum fi sakar? The unbelievers will not say, hey, maybe you pray. Why did Allah put you in hell? Allah will put them below, down below. So that the kuffar will be on top of them. They will not see them. And it is we, sincere believers, will be asking the kuffar, Ma salakakum fi sakar? Why did you end up in hell? They will say, قَالُوا لَمْ نَكُ مِنَ الْمُصَلِّينَ. It was because we never prayed. وَلَمْ نَكُ نُطْعِمُ الْمِسْكِينَ وَكُنَّا نَخُوضُ مَعَ الْخَائِضِينَ وَكُنَّا نُكَذِّبُ بِيَوْمِ الدِّينِ حَتَّى أَتَانَا الْيَقِينُ وما تنفعهم شفاعة الشافعين وما لهم عن التذكرة معرضين كأنهم حمر مستنفرة فرت من قسورة. He will answer, it is because we didn't pray. You pray. Why must you choose to go to hell? And it is possible if you don't leave your conviction. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for us to recognize truth and accept it and live by it, and to make us recognize falsehood and live and avoid it totally. Falsehood. I pray that Allah will save us from being deflected and distracted by the shaitan, and that Allah will grant us more knowledge, enhance our iman, enhance our ability to resist temptation. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين من كل ذنب استغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم اجعلنا من الذين يستمعون القول ويتبعون أحسنه. لا إله إلا الله محمد